Welcome to DevSecOps talks after summer break with Paulina
and Mattias.
and not Andre.
No, Andre, he's out traveling. So, Paulina, how was the summer?
Working summer this year. My holidays is in November, so
In
still waiting.
Working.
Working, training.
Yeah, you train a lot. How many races did you do this summer?
Quite a few more to go.
Right.
So.
Wow. Yeah, no races for me. I'm just been off.
A
Country
different
house.
kind of race with kids. So.
Yeah, it's a different race, right? That's true. So for today, I'm thinking some AI and how it can help us be more secure, right? So first,
What do you mean by AI security?
Yeah, that's the key, right? When we talk about AI in our space, like DevOps, platform security, like it's a hope that will bring a big change, right? But what are like the practical elements we see where it actually can make like a difference?
But are we talking about tech people, or are we talking about every user who's using AI? My 15-year-old brother is using AI, and my 75-year-old grandma is using AI. So
yeah, it's interesting in security, but let's focus on tech people like us that work with technology day to day. How AI can help us in our world, like our daily life. And first off, we talked a little bit before, and there's a different how when you ask the AI, say Copilot or Gemini Cloud or something, and you get a reply right, you need to kind of know what you're asking, so you know if the reply is valid, right? So it's not just plug and play your AI into your IDE and then you're a much better programmer. You need to first kind of understand the problem you're building and then get support from the AI.
it gets the support, and then you need to be able to analyze and understand whatever AI is giving back to you. And if it's hallucinating, is it truth? Does it make sense? Is it secure also? Is it insecure? Yeah. Because AI is training on whatever it got feed before.
Yeah.
Probability game.
Yeah. So it's not like they talk about like replacing people, but it's more like supporting developers or us as well in the infrastructure space, right? We'd be more like doing more stuff, right? Work like quicker because we don't have to write all the code. We can get code and then we can look at the code and say, this is the code I'm looking for, and then apply it.
Yeah, but you still need to know what to tell AI what you want.
Yeah,
and a good
true.
example, for example, one of my projects, business person or technical person, but not from software domain, was trying to work with AI to get some drawings out of it, of the certain thing. No luck. They gave it to me, it worked.
Yeah.
But because I know how the code which is under AI, behind AI, or behind the whole program or automation to be able to split up drawing, how it works and what does it need, how do you need to structure it. So you need to know what to tell AI what you want in the specific way to get the solution you want.
Yeah. Also, isn't it also like I had another friend who said like, well, you know what? I asked AI to make this Python program that fetches data and it prints it out to me. You see, without even, he's not a programmer, he has never run the code, but the AI prints out like a code, like list, and like, this is a program that does exactly what you asked me to. And then he kind of thinks like, well, why do I need program? I can just ask the AI because it prints the code. It doesn't read the code, has never tested the code, but the assumption is that if the AI prints out a code, that will work, right? I think
they
that's also
take it kind of as a source of truth without assessing if it's good, if it's bad, if it's secure, does it gonna work, not, and so on.
Yeah. This part actually, it was like I can't remember correctly, but it was a Swedish politician, and she like quoted another person, something like that, and the quote was from AI, and it was just made up, right? it was taken out of context, blah, blah, blah. It's really interesting how you can like trust the AI in that sense and then add it when you talk. Okay, I have some questions. Let me ask them to you, and we can see how you respond to them. Number 1, code security and vulnerability detection. This is a big one, right? In my space at least. How do you see AI-powered static analytic tools like SAST scanners evolved beyond what they have like today, signature-based method, to more proactive ways of finding vulnerabilities?
I think one thing is that it's huge data sets on what the is based on, and the database of vulnerabilities. So being able to detect them better and faster and better handling data compared to what we have right now.
Yeah. And also, I see it also like seeing maybe the context. I mean, the static ones, I work with them and they give you a lot of like false positive. They can give you example like, okay, you're importing this library and did you know that it's exploiting this function? But the function is never used, right, in the code. So then that exploit is not valid for the code base. But the assess tool will not look at if the function is used or not. It will just detect like the library and then see that this library has a function that is like exposing or like have an exploit, and then it will flag the whole library and not the specific function.
So this way we can go more in detail. Yeah, we can more pick where actually there's the issue versus whole library. Okay, where in the library?
Exactly.
Are we using it or not? Or we just have it to. So it's becoming more smart versus whole SaaS.
Yeah, exactly. Like pressing down the false positive. I think a lot of us has the GitHub vulnerability scanner enabled, or they do like Snyk or any other of the tools. And it's like a point when you get so much false positive that you have to keep up with them. Like, and in the end, you kind of get fed up. It's the same way you do like security vulnerability on like you scan them for vulnerability or like web application. Like, or the scan servers, you also get a lot of false positives coming your way, right? And hopefully in that space, the moving away for like the more static one and see more like behavior, like what functions are you using, where is the application, in what context is this application used, get the more accurate like vulnerability things. Okay. Ready for next question?
Go.
I'm gonna jump on here and see that securing the software supply chain, because this is something to do with code security. Like, you know, supply chain attack is becoming kind of one of the big things we are worried about, right?
Here we use a lot of dependencies, which are not always actively observed, or they're not usually actively, how do you call it, maintained, and what can be a threat. So very often like, oh, hey, it's not supported, it's outdated, especially if you use open source.
Yeah.
You're not getting informed, you only find out after some time when it stops working.
Exactly. And then they are like, it's hard to tell if it's like a real library or someone is making up a fake one called MySQL lib, like latest MySQL lib or something. Like, you think you're using like official MySQL library, but it's actually someone who just like make the copy one. But how would you secure a supply chain today? Are you still like relying on like Artifactory or Nexus when you do supply chain, or do you see any AI tool coming in here? Like Snyk is one, right? You can use.
And I think you have Snyk, you have Black Duck, for example.
Black Duck.
So there are, some third parties, libraries, and dependency scanners. They can, but the issue is that number of issues and alerts and important issues, it's too high. So that's another way where AI could be much helpful to be able to filter work, group it and filter in the better way versus how is it done right now.
So I agree on that one. I see today they're using more AI to patch, right? I see that they see like, okay, this vulnerability, this like library version 5.1 is updated. And then instead of looking if the exploit really is affecting your code, they're using AI to patch, like dependency bot is called, right? It's just patching your package with the latest version to keep you updated. Instead of determine like, okay, is this version, are we using any function that are exploit in this package? So see also here's a rise of AI. Supply chain is also attack on you as a developer,
Yeah, but one more comment to the defender, but also it depends how you set it up, because sometimes you also can set it up that it doesn't go automatically, that you have to approve whatever it's doing.
Yeah.
But I need to check release notes and so on. Is it security? Is it not?
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't like verify. It's just bumping your dependencies to the latest one, right, all the time. And of course, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you're like have locked down your dependencies, you don't really want to update. You would like a smarter tool that looks like, okay, this package has a known vulnerability, or that exploitable in my code base. Are we using that one? And if we do, then packages. I would love to see AI looking more on. Supply chain attack is something attacking you as a developer. You're sitting with your computer and you're building something and you need a new package and you type npm install whatever. During that install, it's going to be like a pre-hook or something, and that can run code, right? And that code can be almost anything, right? That's why you're using the proxies to filter, like, okay, I can only pull like the packages that we have validated, but still, if you pull it from npm, you won't know what it is. And here, maybe we can get like an AI filter. So when you run your npm install, it's like, okay, what are you gonna run for command here, right? Before it gets executed. That would be amazing. Then you don't have to do the proxy stuff, right? To have your package added to the proxy and approved by girls know what, right? For a local developer.
But also knowledge needs to follow up with it. Yes. One thing is like tooling, but another thing, I think you have a group of people who are getting educated on everything AI, and that's one. You heard something, and the rest, okay, we know we have ChatGPT. That's all. So it's also the knowledge across the industry also need to get mature compared to where we are with the tooling as well. Because people, I still have I still see people, customers or organizations, but they are still scared of AI, and it's completely banned. You cannot use it for anything. 2025. I think we are 3 years after ChatGPT boom. Something in between.
But now it's getting more like practical, right?
It still takes time, I think, to. Why do I hear myself?
Yeah, true. So I have another one that's in the same space. Ready? This is something that it's not following, like we're moving a little bit away now from the developing circle. Like we talk about developing and how you can secure a supply chain, but there's also something that comes after when I see big help as well. It's like automatic threat response, right? It's something that I see on the rising. I mean, once a threat is detected, right? Who is going to detect the threat, right? Today you have tools that come in as an alert. The alert is triggered, and you get something that can look at it. But alert is something only that we know, right? if someone tries to log in with your root account on AWS, you make an alert, right? But if we see someone that trying to log in or trying different things, that's harder to detect, right? That's going to be logs coming in, maybe like this. We have a high number of 41 coming in. It doesn't mean that you can't alert on all of them, but if there's a big trend coming, you can see that something is up there. Someone is trying something, or you see a big spike or something that someone may be scraping you or something like. Those kind of threats that look more like on historical data and monitor threat. Here we have a lot of data and we need to find a pattern, and here I hope that the AI tool can help as well. And I think most of the tools today that offer security platforms have AI built in. I know Elastic had it years ago, but they call it machine learning to detect abnormalities in the tool.
In the majority of the incidents, you still need to human interaction to confirm that it's an incident and to deal with it, even if you have some observability within the system, which can, I don't know, from basics like, okay, restart database, autoscale or whatever, if we are out of performance issues. All the way to the blocking something, blocking IP, blocking container, or putting it into separate from how the system, but you still have human in the loop.
Yeah, that's
behavior.
interesting. Yeah, because really, what I was talking about like detecting, but I mean the response is another thing, like make an action to stop the threat, right? Be proactive in the threat, like locking down accounts. I think that's another ball part here as well, right?
Yeah, I think it connects. First, it needs to learn and be able to detect, and not only having the alert to the human, but human needs to assess is it incident or not.
Yeah.
And learn on its own data to be able to learn the system's behavior and what, where's the threshold, where should we actually block something or take an action to whatever are we dealing with. And then there is another part of being smart and more automation around it, which is the response, as you mentioned.
Yeah, but do you see that? Yeah, but will that go quickly? I mean, it's a big step handing over the responsibility to AI to make changes. Have you seen any companies now that actually hands over, like, make the change
Not
to the
yet.
AI? Sorry?
I think there's still some, mindset which needs to change before we are ready, not technically, but more as a humans and by having trust in AI that it's handled.
Yeah, true. I think so too. But it's the interesting part, right? When you can start, I think AWS did. Now we're missing Andre. I think AWS had this CLI and they made some exploit to it, so you can delete all your infrastructure. Okay, I need to find that article, but if I remember correctly, they added something to the open source one of QCLI, so it could actually delete your infrastructure when you run it as well. But it's an interesting part. I mean, there's today when you look at security, you will get an alert, and then they have humans that will look at it, and then they will take action on it. For example, locking down your account. See that your email address is spamming, right? I mean, you get alert now, Paulina is spamming a lot of emails. That will go to a person. The person will look at it and then it's like, okay, I need to lock Paulina's email account and lock it down. But it should be kind of simple for AI to detect, right? Oh, Paulina has now sent 300 emails per week. It's not normal. She used to send 30. This is something extra happening here. The account can be locked, right?
Let's block her. That shouldn't be too complicated. Technically, I think we're already close to be there. There. But it's getting rolled out tech and getting it across the market and getting trust in it. I think that always takes longer.
Yeah. So following that question, then, right? Now we talked about like automated threat response, right? When the threat is detected by maybe help on AI. The response can also be triggered and help out on AI. But if you look at like real time detection, when you see traffic coming in or you see logs coming in, have you worked with any clients that are on their way or close to having AI looking at events to detect what's going on for maybe for business or for security? I mean, the two paths here where you can do it.
There are some things that go to it. Not there yet, at least not within my goal of customers.
This is also, I did see lately that Datadome did something with MasterCard when they're trying to like detect like real-time changes. But if you have a big data set, you can detect, okay, we have sort of traffic coming from this endpoint that looks like this. Now the similar kind of traffic, and this is ended up being bad, right? Now this is similar traffic coming into another client with another type of endpoint. This can also be bad.
It's also how many false positives do we have here, yeah? Because we need to be able to have enough trust into the AI on the system to be able to let it be and automatically behave in the production environments.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because today I have so many false positives, right? I think that's my biggest concern in security. There's so many false positives. I mean, it's so many CVs and they just keep coming up more every day. There's so many tools that can check fraud and security, but finding tools that reduce that noise is hard to find, right? And my hope in AI is to get help to reduce the noise, or we never call it noise, but it alerts or vulnerabilities down to like a level that you can handle, right? Somehow. And
so you have noise, false positive, and you have so-called hallucination by AI. So you need to be able to, I think once we're able to reduce it to the the level we are able to accept it and only minimize how many cases human needs to handle, that's gonna be game changer. But
can also be
for now I don't think we are super there yet. Yeah.
No. And I hope that the hallucination won't make up new like alerts for you, so you have more work than you have today. That would be something. Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to speed up and optimize our process and work, and we don't need more on top of it what we already have.
Yeah. We want to keep it. We want to the tools. You cannot add a new tool, or like we need a tool that handle the security vulnerabilities and help you determine if there are what alerts I need to look at, right? In that sense, like, and then I need some sort of AI or something that can do more, look deeper in the alert to detect what's really happening here. If I get alerts from, we talked about before, like AWS router can't use, like, okay, this is an alert, like that would trigger a big incident if it was real, right? But with AI, I can say, okay, what happened here from this account? What's going on, right? And if I look at the cloud trail logs or any logs, it would be a lot of logs maybe from that account. But summarize all that and look for changes that affect would be something I hope that I can get help from AI tool here.
Yeah, but before also you add any tool, you need to be able to assess if that's gonna help you, or at least try it out before permanently you add it to your tool stack.
Yeah.
But similarly, as we have in, I don't know, DevOps or whole IT world or cloud native, you have whole AI native world. It's a bunch of AI tools which are going like, mushrooms after the rain. It's as fast they are appearing, as fast they are dying, it's some of them.
Yeah, for sure. But you see that, but do you think it would be like a new player coming up with a change of mindset, or would it be like the old like Snyk will continue doing one, Aqua Security will continue, like, or Black Duck, they will add it to their like portfolio, and then people will keep working? Or do we see a new trend when you like shift it to AR first approach?
Because you have, big established companies already developing their own way with AI, and you have new tools coming up in any domain. And if it's security, if it's development, as you have Lovable, or you have any other domains which are not so even tech related. So you have big players which are innovating by adding AI on top of they already have, and you have new startups which are growing with AI first approach.
Yeah. And that's the next thing. Where I see it comes more and more like infrastructure security, and we had the one podcast before, which was like, here I see like how you can infrastructure as code is just code, right? And that code is kind of like Terraform code. Should be kind of simple for AI tool to evaluate like what's going on, right? This is a VPC, blah blah blah. It's kind of simple for it to understand what's going on, right? I have really high hopes that helping infrastructure security with AI will come a long way. If we look at OWASP top 10, I think like misconfiguration is still going to be one of the highest like problems that we have, and it almost certain like there always is like some Terraform misconfigured, or they're doing some coding in production. But I mean, adding it to infrastructure code and then adding like an AI tool that can like look at the change and then flag it if there are something else. Here I have really high hopes, at least.
I think you come to two issues. So one thing is misconfiguration of the code. Another thing is to, being able to ensure whatever is in the code is also deployed to environments.
Yeah.
And another thing which I hear lately is that Terraform is open to for dying, and we're all gonna do on Kubernetes operators.
Yeah.
Agreed. With I have high hopes that especially the issues with having infrastructures, as we talk with a guy from Quite Genie, or
Cloud Genie,
or being able to having better way of handling how we ensuring persistent across the environments. I think that's can be quite easy win compared to where we are. There is a big gap to handle. If AI probably not that complicated, that's achievable.
Yeah.
With Kubernetes operators and Terraform dying this year, I disagree. I don't know where your take on it.
I am a long way from Terraform right now, and I heard Kubernetes operator is going to take over the world for a long time. I'm still waiting for. I'm going to tell you now, right? Did like GCP or AWS integrated their cloud into Kubernetes operators? I mean, I heard a long time ago I can set up like a YAML, like I want a big query, and then YAML it, and then add it to my Kubernetes cluster, and then it deployed a big query cluster for me, and then give me the secrets to connect. I haven't seen if you can do that. So, but on the other hand, I do love Kubernetes operators. I've written some as well. They're really fun to code, because you add your YAML and then things kicks off and just run in the background, and then they come back. They're fun to make because there's so much happening, right? Just add your YAML, and then I had operate, and then creates another YAML, and then another operate kicks in. It's like it's a fun way of coding. Actually, I like building operators. But then you need to have Kubernetes cluster. I thought Kubernetes cluster was dying out. So where are we going to run our kube operators?
Not really. I actually lately hear that more and more people want to move out of cloud to going more on-prem and going more with Kubernetes cluster. I think one of the Danish bank went all of way this way.
Yeah.
They cut a lot of in cost compared to operating fully on cloud.
But are you saying like on-prem Kubernetes or cloud Kubernetes?
both. Here, actually, it was on-prem.
Yeah.
But I think you need higher skill set for the cluster. People they are afraid of Kubernetes.
Yeah, for sure. So last, we come up to half an hour now. Paulina, what is your top 3 tools you're using today, right, for your work here now, that has AI capabilities? I will add
different type of models. That's probably the first one.
Yeah.
From writing documentation to Amazon Q is also quite interesting if you're working within AVS.
Okay.
Lovable is quite nice for prototyping, especially the front end, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. Cool. I haven't tried Lovable. Or do you like it?
Kind of interesting for prototyping. I don't find it, as it's fully replacing. It's also giving you a lot of code, which I find a bit messy. But people who are not tech background, they are able. I had people coming with prototype from Lovable.
Yeah.
Already ready, and they have nothing to do with tech. They're from a completely different domain. So I think that's make also work easier because we can see okay, what are they talking about?
Yeah, true. Cool. I think.
What about you? What are your top 3 tools?
I'm sort of sad, ChatGPT is mine. I'm working a lot with security and with US, right? It's documentation policies is a lot, and ChatGPT is a big help, right? Sometimes I get documents and then I add into ChatGPT what is this, right? And then I get back, okay, it's this, and then I'm okay, here's the reply, write it back, and then so it's like a translator. You get a big ass document, what's the bullet points, and you give it bullet points and get a big ass count and then send it back. So I like that a lot. Otherwise, I use Gemini Code actually, not because it's the best, but as you said in the beginning, ChatGPT has been around for 3 years. So when I have 2 kids, and if you get the Gemini or Google Pro, I can pay for that, and then I can add it to my family account, and then everybody in the family has. This is a way of providing better AI to the family to get them started with it and start using it. Yeah, and have all the features. So that's what I use it. I used Copilot a lot before coding, but now I'm kind of replacing it with Gemini. I haven't found, so mostly those tools. I'm waiting for some more security tools to start using AI. I hope that I can do more in detection. As I said before, vulnerabilities, I get so much vulnerabilities. You can't really filter them out. I'm more looking at trends, right? Do we get 1,000 more than last week? Okay, that's the problem. If we had 10,000 from the beginning and we keep also around 10,000, that's the baseline, right? So you gotta keep that. You will never get it down to 0, but you get the baseline. Then monitoring the baseline would be great. So I have high hopes in AI tool will help me here in removing vulnerabilities that don't really affect. Because I got one alert on Edge browser on MacBooks, right? This is flagged, it's a ticket and everything. Okay, Paulina has Edge browser vulnerability to exploit on her MacBook. You need to take action, and then it's okay, and then you search the CV, and it's only available on Windows. Okay, this is what I want AI to resolve.
One more thing for AI tools, having different tools on Mac and Windows. I was doing something on Excel on Mac. I sent it to my partner. He opened on Windows machine. It didn't work.
That's interesting. Just make everybody use Mac, man. Okay, I think with that. Any last words?
Yep. No.
Nothing? Okay. Then we can end
this. Keep learning.
Yeah, keep learning. It's a long way. It's a lot of new things to learn. Keep learning. Thanks for tuning in. See you.
Thank you.
You have been listened to DevSecOps Talks with Mattias, Andre, and Paulina. For notes and information, please visit devsecops.fm. Thanks for tuning in.